Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and this is the Chieftain Mk6, a tier 10 heavy tank that is currently available in the store for either 47.99 Canadian, 54.99 Canadian. I don't know what the currency exchange is to wherever you live in the world right now, but this is my price tags for these tanks. And you can also get it for 20,000 gold without the camo, or 22,000 with its camo, another avatar, some extra ×5 boosters, and some collect 'em all crates, as well as some purple crew XP and other XP boosters. So, is this tank worth its price tag in the store? That is what I will be answering in today's video after I get into 3 live games and after I review its stats. Taking a look at the tank's stats, this tank carries a pretty nice gun. It deals 400 damage on its standard shells, 360 on the premium, and 515 on its HE. Pretty average alpha damage in terms of tier 10 heavy tanks, but still solid nonetheless. In terms of its gun depression, it has 10 degrees, which means the tank is very, very flexible on pretty much every map you put it on. The penetration is pretty solid at 281 on the standard shells, 326 on the premium APCR, and 119 on its on its normal HE, sorry. The premium APCR pen is going to struggle a little bit against tanks like the E100 or anything that has a crazy amount of turret armor, but other than that, it can work well. In terms of the gun handling this tank carries, it has an aim time of 2.9 seconds and a dispersion of 0.262, so very nice gun handling overall, and you're going to be hitting a lot of shots in this tank that you fire. The gun feels very, very, very snappy on it. The DPM is almost 3,000 while using calibrated shells, which is very, very nice. You're going to have more DPM than like 80% of tier 10 heavies, and you're going to even keep up with some tier 10 mediums. In terms of its mobility, it goes 42 forward and 15 in reverse with a power to weight of 15.7. So the mobility is quite nice on this tank. Power to weight is a little bit sluggish, especially when you're on soft terrain trying to get up a hill. But for the most part, it does work well. So let's get into our 3 live battles. Getting into our first battle here on Vineyards, I do notice that their enemy team lineup is very weird, to say the least. They do only have 1 medium, so chances are what I'm expecting their team to do is to either go heavy side in the town or split and go medium side and heavy side with their 5A and 907 going medium side and maybe even their TDs, and the rest going heavy side. So what I'm going to do in this sort of situation is I want to position my Chieftain in mid, because of course this thing has 10 degrees of gun depression and a very solid turret. So I want to control as much of the map as I can, and going mid is going to allow me to do that by myself here in this sort of situation. I need my team to at least have some support over me. We'll see what happens though. The armor profile on this tank is actually very, very strong, especially when you are using it hull down in a situation like this. The Chieftain, using its 10 degrees of gun depression, has a very, very strong turret. And the main weak spot on the turret is, of course, the hatch, which is what you have to be careful of, especially against tanks with good accuracy or good HE pen, because even tanks that have good HE pen, they can even HE your hatch. So you have to be really careful of that. In terms of the hull, though, the hull is kind of tragic. You have the upper plate, which is super strong. However, the rest of the hull, like the sides of the tank and even the lower plate, are all HE-able if you have enough pen, or if you get behind the Chieftain, you can HE its rear. So you have to be really, really careful in a tank like this. Is able to kind of just clear out tanks like that 5A on B cap. So I'm also just going to sit in base cap, and I'm going to continue sitting here because I want their team to kind of poke me and try to reset the cap, because if they do that, then I'm going to have free farm on their whole team. So it's kind of the thought process with this kind of play here. I'm worried I'm going to get shot at by a medium tank in my side soon, but honestly, not that big of a worry here. Let's see if this grill's going to shoot me. As of right now, I see that, of course, the teammates on the right-hand side are starting to die, so I want to push up towards this VK and E100. Not worried about the grill at all. I'm going to go for this VK and E100 here on heavy side. Maybe I can clean them up. Let's see. Here's the VK. Let's get a shell into his lower plate, and oh boy, the E100 has a lot of health left. Jeez, bro. Very interesting stuff right there. Let's see here. Baited this E100. into giving me the kill on the VK. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and side hug the C100 here, because chances are it's going to be good for me, because he's going to have a very hard time penning me in a side hug here. So let's use our premium shells. Oh my god, bro. Okay, well, never mind. I guess I'm not getting a premium shell into his tank here. Let's see if he gets penned by that 183 at all. Oh boy. Oh boy, there he goes. There goes all his health, and he's now dead. Okay, and just like that, we do come out with the victory. Excellent stuff from the tank in this battle, especially with how much of a steamroll it was. We were still able to do a ton of damage that situation. So excellent stuff there. We did 3,300 damage, and we assisted almost 2,600. Wow, that is insane, and that's what happens when you sit mid, I guess. So let's jump into game number 2. For game number 2, I am, of course, on Normandy, and I do see their enemy lineup has an AMX-50B, BZ, STB, TVP, 752, WT, and 121B. So a lot of those tanks, in my mind, this battle, are going to be going B cap / mid hill, because, of course, medium tanks like to spot up that ridge. So my thought process is, if I see any of their tanks going mid, I am going to go there as well and trying to counter them with my good gun depression, because of course any situation you can stick this tank into that has a hull down area where you can use your gun depression, that's going to be the most effective way to use it, mobility to do so. But I think sticking with my team is going to be the smartest play, so I will go mid with them. We do spot their TVP. And I'm going to sit on this ridgeline here with this Kron, because of course I can use my tank hull down effectively, and that is what I will try to do here against tanks like that 121B in front of us. We do have the 50B, who did cap their base on C, so at least we know where one of their heavies are. I'm assuming the BZ is also going to be up there, if I had to guess. But I don't know for sure. Once I did spot the STB on heavy side, which was very odd for me to see, I then realized that, oh wait, the rest of their team isn't spotted, so they could actually be going heavy side and rushing through C cap, especially with that 50B capping the base. So I turned my attention away from mid, considering they only had 2 tanks over there, and I really wanted to support tanks like our Tortoise, who ends up getting nuked, because of course if I can hold off heavy side, that is going to give our team the advantage and give them the time they need to flank the map, or our TDs are. I don't know why our Tortoise is sitting there, but you know what? It's okay. I'm going to sit hull down against this STB, and oh boy, this may not be good here. I am going to dip. I don't know where this 50B thinks he's going, but yeah. This may not be very good for my team here. Let's see. They did actually pick up the kill on the STB, which is quite good, but I'm glad I backed out of the bowl there, because that 50B was going to YOLO over, so. Alright. In this situation here, what I want to do is I want to clear this 50B as fast as I can here. So let's get a really nice Hesh shell into his turret there. At this point, both teams are kind of in shambles. I really want to clear off this left side of the map, including the BZ, who can in fact Hesh my turrets. You can see I'm trying to wiggle my turret around while he's aiming at me to try to avoid him from penning my hatch, because that is of course the main weak spot, especially for that tank with its derp gun. I'm a team player, so of course I'm going to go for the kills, right guys? We all know that. Oh yeah. Let's get a shell into that TVP. Rolled him really hard here. So honestly at this point I feel like just YOLOing this TVP a little bit here. Let's see if I can get another shell into him. No. Okay. There's still 3 tanks left. At this point in the battle, I'm trying to focus out this TVP, and I'm really worried that he's going to one-clip me, especially after I take an unnecessary shot from the 121B. That brought me down to a 1 clip from this guy, and I am now basically terrified of dying to him. I do high roll him once, but he is getting all of these shells into me. Luckily, I do back over the hill before he can hit me with his final shell, and now that I see him shoot the E5, I know he is out of shells, so chances are I can get a free shell into him without taking any back, but I don't want to be the one pulling over the ridge in case their waffle shoots me in the rear. A little bit sus, but we did actually get a good kill onto that vehicle there, so all that's left is the 121B and the Waffle, who is currently kind of in mid here. I'm more worried about this Waffle right now because I don't want him pulling up behind me and destroying my tank. So let's see if I can get a shell into him here. Try and Hesh him. Oof, very nice. He's not running Spall Liner either, so that's very, very good for me. Let's see here. I'm going to try and get hull down here against this guy. Let's get a shell into him. He's probably going to try to HE me if he was smart, but I'm not sure if he is, actually. You know what? He might. He's just going for my hatch. Now, seeing as the 121B is kind of screwed, I am not very afraid of him anymore, and I'm basically trying to bait him into YOLOing over the hill, which honestly doesn't really work, and I kind of take a fat L here when I try to shoot at him. My shell hits the rock, and I do die. But it's okay. Our Kron player is going to finish this 121B off, and we do come out with the victory for our second battle. Luckily, our Kron gets the dub. Very nice game there. Second battle, we got out a ton of damage, and we were able to effectively kill off Heavyside. I think that play by me moving towards Heavyside really helped us out and helped my team out with the win in that game. There we go. That's game number 2, and let's jump into game number 3. Getting on into game number 3, our third and final battle of the video. Now, what are my thoughts on the Chieftain in terms of should you buy it, should you not? I think this tank is extremely fun. I am not really sure how it's going to play next update. And honestly, even with that in mind, I think after the update, although the tank won't be as reliable, I think the Hesh gun on the tank is going to still make it a very fun vehicle to use. So, as of right now, I think 20,000 gold is a fair price for this tank. I think it's average for a tier 10 tank, and especially since this is one of the best and most reliable heavies at tier 10, especially if you want something that's a little bit more of a challenge to play, then I highly recommend you guys pick this tank up as soon as you can. Now, in this sort of battle, I noticed that our two tanks, the IS-7 and the Minnow, are going by themselves, which is kind of a problem because obviously they're going to be the ones getting focused out if the enemy team goes heavy side. We'll say that. You can see the accuracy on this tank is amazing, dude. It's really, really good. All right. Let's keep trying to cook this 30B here. Okay. I'm gonna wait till see if he's gonna poke again with his hatch out there. As you can see, their whole team did, in fact, go heavy side, and our Minnow is getting nuked for it. Absolutely nuked. So, again, we're going to push up on this 30B. I do get a nice shot into him, finishing him off, and now I'm going to make my way towards mid to try and support this IS-7 as best I can. Very quickly, our Minnow, of course, because he went by himself, is in a horrible situation. So, I'm going to try and get into this building here. I wonder where their 268 is. I wonder. Well, at the moment, I'm not worried about that. I am worried about the 60 TP killing off my teammates, though, so I'm going to try and get a shell into his turret. There we go. KPZ 70 is also over here. But again, I'm more focused on this 60 TP. I really just want to get him out of the game. Oh, man, he angled last second, bro. That's really sad. All right. I couldn't hesh him, but I'm just going to standard AP him. That was a horrible roll, though. Holy cow. That was awful. Let's see, though. I'm going to try and just kill the 60. That's all I care about right now. There we go. 60's out of the game. Now I'm going to either help out my IS-7 or my 113 GFT. Now, because this KPZ seems to be a not-so-great player, I tried to HE him in the side, but apparently that was not a pen. So I'm going to help out my WZ here. Now, of course, I want to get this WZ out of the game, and considering my WZ had less HP than the enemy teams, I want to support him as much as I can, because our IS-7 has a higher chance of surviving his situation. Take the shot here. There we go. Shoot him once. And now I'm going to go a different direction here. Our IS-7 is probably dead. He actually survived longer than I was expecting him to, which is good, I guess. Let's get a shell into this guy. And so far, I mean, all these enemy players are just kind of sitting in this one bowl area here, which is not very good for their chances of survival. So there we go. We're picking up. Of course, being full HP this late into the game means I can kind of just YOLO around and get a nice triple kill like I just did right there. Excellent stuff, and let's see if I can kill the mouse for the 6th kill here. That would be pretty cool. He still has a decent amount of HP as well. Like, I should be able to deal a decent amount of damage this game. Let's try and pen him in the turret. There we go. He's obviously trying to angle his vehicle. Bro, missed. My god, insane stuff right there. All right. Well, let's see. Can I get another shell out into his lower plate? Oh my god, bro. My aim! What is going on with my aim? What is happening? Try and set him on fire, maybe? Nah. Very sad stuff right there. Apparently everyone's just missing this mouse player. Apparently he's just goated at blocking shells here. Let's see. Come on, please. Let me get the kill, please. Yeah, 6 kills. Epic. Thank you. There we go. All right, well, even though our IS-7 did go by himself, like, again, he survived for a long time, which I guess just showcases to you how troll the IS-7 is. And, yeah, there we go. 4,400 damage and 6 kills. We did actually get a mastery that game as well. Our 113 GFT did a fantastic job of sticking to the rest of the team, and he did a lot of damage. And actually, our IS-7 did okay as well for YOLOing a different direction at the beginning of the map. I didn't really understand his play, but you know what? He did okay. Kudos to him for surviving that long, and it is what it is. So, final thoughts on the Chieftain. Is this tank worth it? Yes, this tank is fantastic. However, what I will say, though, is next update, this tank is getting a very different gun. It is getting premium hash, it is getting way worse accuracy, and the tank is going to play nothing like it does currently. So if you like the tank right now, and if you have the extra gold to get it, then get it right now, because while the tank is in its current state, it is extremely strong. But next update, I have no idea how the thing is going to play. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, so we shall see. But anyways, with that out of the way, for any of you out there who are not yet subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you do so, as it's a fantastic way to support content like this and stay up to date when I post videos almost daily. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.